Hello, everyone. This is Maria from mariascraftingcorner.com. Welcome to another Paper Pumpkin Kit alternative video. Hi, Carrie. How are you? I know. How are you doing? I am so glad you received your package. um, so the funny thing is, Carrie, I had like three other cards that somehow escaped my bag when I was putting the Thanksgiving cards, and yeah. I'm just like, oh well, I'll send it. And then I figured it was so close to Christmas, and I'm like, I'm just gonna send everything together. So there we are. Ta-da! I'm so glad you got your stuff, Carrie. Um, yes, the cow is super cute. Also, Carrie's mentioning that the cow bundle is really, really cute. I actually got it today. No, I think I got it a little bit 2 days ago, whatever. And it's on its way here, so I'm very excited about that because I really really like that cow too. Um, and I hope you all made the most of the free shipping. I know that the shipping is one of those things that they keep asking. Hey Tara, how are you? I am so glad you're here. Carrie said it was a nice surprise. Hey Becky, how are you doing? I hope you guys are having a wonderful and phenomenal Friday. Tara is early today. We are keeping score today. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, so I am just going to show you real quick, guys, the video. Tara, you mean? It doesn't seem like there's anything odd on my end, so let me know if the video is not working. If that's what you mean, Tara. Okay, so I want to show you guys, this is the new Paper Pumpkin Kit business idea. So we will have now the, knowledge of what's coming in the next 3 months, so per quarter. And as you can tell, the first one coordinates with oh my goodness in heavens, the perennial lavender. How did I forget that? Um, and then the next one is not obviously, but it sounds like very springish slash Easter. So a lot of fun coming our way. And then we have a free stamp in March. So super, super excited. Ooh. Hi, Louise. How are you? Oh my God, that sounds amazing. Mountains in California sounds beautiful. I am not sure what you're saying, Tara. Can you clarify what you mean? Hi Ida, hi Karen. Oh, your order is dragging along. Okay, I got you. Good, good. I was not very happy with the idea of there being a delay with the video. It has been behaving very well, so let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's move to the crafting table and we will chat a little bit about these. I wanted to show you today in person. Hi, Rachel. How are you? Oh, well, you're welcome to stay however long you can. Thank you for joining. This is the paper that you will be getting from me for free this month if you order more than $50. Um, I just wanted to show you in person because although I know that the picture is there, I just want to show you because it's really really nice. It's kind of, it has a lot of oh my God, this is not falling. Hi Elizabeth, how are you? Thank you for sharing on Facebook. So this is a very beautiful, so this is a pretty peacock. Then we have, this is the petal pink, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's harder. There you go. I think because of the shimmer in it, it looks a little yellowy. Like you have to see it on the right side for it to be the petal pink. And then this one is Highland Heather. Very, very beautiful paper. And I just want to remind you that this is again what you will get for free if you order $50 before shipping and taxes on my online store. The packet brings two of each. And I think they're going to be amazing for Easter. Those colors are going to work really, really well for Easter. So to tell you guys, I was going to make a card and I thought, that's what Tara is saying. So for those of you that have not joined us before, we sometimes on the Fridays get a little too excited. We have a lot of fun, and last Friday it was hilarious. So some of people, of course, will join later as you know their schedule allows and whatnot. And they were just giving a hard time to each other. And Tara was just saying that she was here early, so she sits at the front of the class. That's what we would say now. Anyways, I was telling you guys, I really wanted to make more of a card, right? And then I'm like, oh, this house, and I'm going to bring it up here. So this is what the kit brings two houses like this, right? And you've probably seen it, you probably have them. If you don't have them, this is what you will get. It's very, very simple little package, because then you just fold in here and glue pretty much, and then you can put your little treats in here. So I mean, the simplest. But this house, which by the way I have to say, I somehow thought it was smaller. I don't know what world I was living, but these houses are big. They are 4.25 by 3.75, give or take. So they're very big houses to work in a card. We have had some kind of changes. Yeah, I know. Tara's saying just a little. Yeah, we really had a lot of fun. Sometimes these lives are a lot of fun, and I have to say I love it because it just makes my day. So like I was saying, you know, I have had kind of a harder time making cards with this, just because they are, you know, so much bigger than what I anticipated. So today I decided, hey, I'm going to make a box. So I want to say more or less last year around this time, I think we had made a little box. And I had to make a variation for this one again, because the inner area of the box was four by four. And so I needed to make this a little bit different. So I had to create a little bit of a different card. Hey, Anita, how are you? A little bit of a different box, but I think it's super useful because then you can really see how to create boxes to just kind of fit whatever your needs are. Okay, so I want to show, I'm going to start with what I have here for you. And I am sorry. Hey, Susie, how are you? I am sorry, but I am using blue. Blue and white is what I'm using today. I know that I try not to use any other color, but I'm going to be using blue. And these two pieces measure 5.5 by 5.5. You can totally make them 5 by 5. I have them here, but I just wanted this area to be a little bigger. So, just letting you know, right? We are going to, so there's two ways we're going to do this. We're going to discuss together if we want to change it a little bit. And we'll see how it rolls, right? The first thing I'm going to bring is, okay, these two pieces. I have one already worked. So this is white paper, and I just use my blending brushes with the mossy meadow to kind of create some coloring in them. And I just have to tell you guys, I really love how it looks against the blue. So this is what we're going to need. And these two pieces measure initially 9 inches by 4.25. And then we're going to work on this piece first. So this one is already done. We're going to let it be. We're going to bring our trimmer and we are going to work on this one. So this is the box. I'm going to tell you guys, it's a little bit hard for me to do it the other way. So I'm aligning here using the right side of my trimmer, and I'm going to score on 1/4. Okay, so there you go, 1/4. We're scoring that, and I'm just going to turn around so I can move forward. It's just because it's much harder to do that when you're holding here. So it's just to make it easier on myself. Now we are going to move, guys, let me see, to 4.5. Okay, so there's 4.5 and we're going to score. And now we're going to move to 8.75. Okay, let's see, 8.75, and there it is, and then we score. So what we just created is a little area that we're going to fold it together, and this is how we're going to create our box. Now we are going to score again, and I'm going to use the right side of the trimmer again at a quarter in here. Okay, so there goes a quarter, and we are going to score all the way from the bottom to the top on that 9-inch that 9-inch. Thank you, Anita. I appreciate you sharing on Facebook that 9-inch side. So again, this is 9 by 4.25. Okay, and don't you worry. Same as always, I have all that information. We'll have all that information in the box description box below. So this is going to be the bottom of our box, and then obviously this is going to be the top. It's easy to remember because it's the one that has the that little score line. And what we're going to do is something that we've done in the past, is just cutting diagonally in here, so between, and you can choose whatever measurement. I did that pretty much just eyeballing it, right? So from the edge towards that towards that scored line, so there, and we're going to cut this. So what I've been doing, I know it's probably not ideal, but what I've been doing is I just cut this, right? So I'm just going to cut this and explain what I'm doing. So you will need, I'm going to go to the other side here so you see, you will need to cut this, right, initially. So we can cut that, and then you will have to do what I just did on the other top. So from the edge to, that score line or that middle point, and then back in here to the edge to the edge to that point. So I just figure it's much easier to just make a full cut. I hope that makes sense, guys. But it's, yeah, really, really easy. So we're going to cut all the corners in here because it just makes it easier when we are folding the box together. And the last piece I'm going to cut is here in the middle. Here is that 4.5 inch score line that we did initially. And we are going to do the same thing. We're going to cut from the border to that score line, and on the other side from the border to the score line. Okay, and there you go. So we just have the exact same piece we made with the other one. And by the way, guys, I really want to stress that I have not practiced this on another card or another box. So we are learning together how to do this. Now I'm going to bring my bone folder, of course, and we're going to fold these in half initially, and we're going to go ahead and crease those score lines, and we're going to do the same all over. All those little score lines or those little flaps, these are going to be our flaps. We are going to cut the score, cut, Maria. We're going to go ahead and use our bone folder to crease and have it ready for when we're going to glue this. Okay, let me see here. Sorry, guys. There it is. So we have now 2 of these. So this is what I was telling you guys. I don't know if you guys remember the other one. I will link it. I will try to link it either up here or in the description box. It was very, very beautiful. I actually still have one. So this is the one that we did, I don't know, well, however long ago this paper was. So it was more or less by this time of the year. And this is 4x4. Okay. So I could not use this because my paper is 12, of course, 12 inches, and I couldn't do anything bigger. So this is just a really, really beautiful box. So we're going to try to create something similar because we don't have as much paper to decorate here. And I am thinking of trying to trying to avoid having these pieces. So hence I want to create just a top and a bottom and not having these. I know that that will probably present some challenges and we're probably going to have to work together. And since the kit brings some of the twine, this is what we're going to use to hold that together. Okay. So now, before we go any further, I am going to put this together so you guys can see what I mean. And so we're going to adhere these frames, and you can totally do do them like this if you want. You can make them different. However, I decided to create two flaps. Probably I didn't need to, but I just wanted to really make sure it was going to work. And so again, I was kind of learning as I went, as I was in my brain creating. So most likely, actually, you can probably cut one of these, and we'll kind of work on that together. But this is, oh, thank you. Sorry, guys, my brayer just fell. Thank you, Anita. I'm so glad you like it. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here for 1 second, and we're going to bring those 5.5 by 5.5 pieces because we are going to start decorating. So this is another piece of white cardstock. This measures 5 3/8 by 5 3/8, both of them. So we have two. One would be the front, right? I mean the bottom. I'm sorry, and one will be the front. I think I'm liking this one better, by the way, guys. So this will be the bottom and this will be the front, okay? And so what we'll do is we'll have these together, one in front of the other. We are going to bring one of the beautiful houses and put it in here. And we're going to work on that right now. So I have kind of like an idea of how this is going to look. I decided to make the box only using one of the houses, and maybe we can show it here because both of them have different sizes, right? There you go. So this one was much taller. So obviously what makes sense is to keep it the same measurement or the same size all over. So I just use the front and the front and the back from one of these pieces. Of course, since I've been working with this, guys, I have, what you can tell, I have 3 fronts and 1 back. But hey, it happens, right? It's going to work anyways because we are going to have more of these wreaths to decorate, and it actually will look like the house. Oh, that's cool, right? Now that I think about it. Anyways, just like one house. I was thinking if it was going to look more like several houses, right? But now that we have just one, is going to see like a 3D house. That's interesting. That happened without me planning. So let's go ahead and work on the front. So this is going to be the front. And I don't know if you guys remember that I had this house from last week and I had cut it, and yes, I did not use it, and so we are going to use it together so we don't waste anything here. And I'm really trying to figure out where I want this house. If you guys hear a lot of noise, I have my niece here and they are playing upstairs, my husband and them. It's just so cute to hear them playing. So I am going to move these up here so we can put our sentiment here. And the sentiment that I think goes the best, because this is like a little treat box, is going to be the one that says warm wishes from our house to yours, right? Now I have been debating if I want it here against or stamped in the same paper, but I think I'd rather have it in here. It feels to me that it's probably better. I don't know, guys. What do you think? So shall we stamp directly on this layer, or shall we stamp on this one and then put this one in here? I just think that because one of the things is, I just think that because if we put this one, to me, it's very much like, I feel that it's created for it to What would be the right word? To float? That's not the word I'm looking, but you know, to hang is what I'm thinking. And so it would not look very good in here, but then I don't know if I want them just directly in here. So I am going to wait for you guys to answer that and let me know what you guys think. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this big piano. I have to say that again, I could not fix my Stampin' Seal Plus, and I was very, very disappointed about that. So I have a few Stampin' Seal Plus because I really love them. So, but I think that I'm gonna most likely just keep using glue and tear tape, which has been something I love, my tear tape. Okay, so I have this piece in here. Since you guys are not answering, I'm thinking I am going to move with gluing. No, not gluing the house first. I'm gonna adhere these first, but not adhere. Jesus Maria, stamp these first. I'm gonna bring this little blah, 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 stamp block that I really like for these kind of sayings, for these kind of sentiments that are longer, because I think it really, like, you're able to really just use it. I guess what I'm trying to say is when I have used like the bigger blocks, it just does not work well. I tend to make mistakes. So I'm going to go and ink my stamp. I always try on my grid paper, right? I have shown you that on the tag. So Tara says on the tag. Thank you, Tara. Okay, so tag it is. Let's see. I don't know if you can hear her. She's having a blast in here, guys. Okay. It moved. So I am going to try to do this as best as I can. It did not move. It moved a tiny bit. Here we go, mostly. And here we go. I'm going to ink again just because. And we're going to go ahead and ink in here. I'm going to probably get my big head on top of you anyways, because I can't see. And I know I've explained that several times. It's just really, really hard to see with the reflection. So that it's okay. It's not bad, not totally terrible. I'm gonna bring my take your pick and remove that. I just occurred to me, and that is, I know I don't usually do this, but this belongs to a paper pumpkin kit. So this belongs to the October paper pumpkin kit, and I am just thinking I'm going to put some glue all over here, like in the border. You're not seeing what I'm doing. Oops. All over the border, kind of, so it matches the house, right? Since the house already has this glitter glue. Can you see? It almost fell there. Okay, now I'm gonna remove that and go ahead back here. And what I am actually going to do, I'm going to bring a piece. Sorry, guys. I'm going to bring a piece of white jet in here, so I can just put it in here and put my little tag in there, and then I can move this and let this dry as much as possible. The advantage, and I don't know how much you've used these glue, or if you've used this glitter glue that came in the October paper pumpkin kit. The advantage of that is that it when it dries, it does not dry with a dimension. It just dries flat. So we're going to just move these out of the way and let that dry. So it dries like this. It does not have a dimension. It's like straight and flat. Okay. So while we wait on that one, let me go ahead and put together our little house in here. And I think that will do. So I'm going to start with the house itself. in one of the comments, since last time we were talking about glue and using glue, and that I didn't really like, one of the reasons I did not prefer glue, I guess is how I should say it. It's because it tends to bend, right? And somebody in the wrote in the comments just saying, well, that's because you're using too much glue. You should use just the little, okay, that move, we need to move a tiny bit lower. Just use a thinner dispenser for it. And so I am going to give it a try like that. Okay, I think we're going to leave it there because I don't want to mess this up too much. So what I'm going to do, guys, so you can tell here, I am going to align the top with the top of the card. But so it looks more realistic. Yes, I want to bring some dimensionals, and we're going to put some dimensionals. Since this is such a bigger area, I'm just going to use the sides of the dimensionals, and we've done this many times, right? It's just a little bit easier than using the smaller ones because it's just stuck. Okay, so we're going to cut this one first. And see, it's just much easier because it's just one straight line. And so it's definitely better, I think, to when you have cards like this. I'm going to bring this one, which, because it's longer, I'm going to cut in half-ish, right? And we're going to put this one in here. And finally, I'm going to bring the last little piece, or this little piece in here, and we are going to cut it like we've been doing. And we are going to put here. Guys, if you hear the dog, yes, the dogs are super excited because my niece is here, and so they are all having a lot of fun. And look at that, looks like a happy face. Well, sort of. Should go like this to be happier, but it looks like a face. Okay, let's put this in here. And okay, guys, so you're very, very silent today. Let me ask you, are you guys ready for Christmas already? How are we doing with our Christmas? Okay, so again, I'm aligning these up top there as best as I can and centering as best as I can. But you see, it's fairly well aligned. And that way we have, it really looks much more realistic, right, in here. Now that I think about it, I should have gotten this one with the door, and I didn't think of that because I didn't have any other pieces cut, and I didn't want to cut it all. Oh well, we are going to leave it like this. It looks gorgeous anyways, and I'm going to put that piece last in here. So we're going to leave these in here for a minute. So my thought for this, and I made a mistake, guys. I did not like when I make a mistake. Okay. My thought was, and now we still have to figure this out, but we're gonna have to redo this, which is not ideal, but I have pieces here, so we can do this real quick. So again, this is 5.5 by 5.5. Yeah, I'm cutting it right. Oh, yeah, Carrie is saying not quite ready. Oh my God, really? Louise is on top of it. She says that she is done and that her daughter already received her gift. That's amazing. So I kind of like what I did with the cards, or very similar. Where am I going? I do the same thing for Christmas gifts, right? To be fully honest, I always have a lot of fun because I start buying my Christmas presents at the beginning of the year. Pretty much the moment I see something that I like for somebody, that's it. I'm like, okay, that's their gift, right? Like I don't dwell on it. And sometimes it happens like things are on sale, especially after Christmas. I have found a lot of things that I get after Christmas. So my gifts are all here. Um, I have some wrapping to do, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't know if you guys remember that tag kit the Stampin' Up has. I actually am waiting for one of those to do my to finish my gifts. Oh, isn't that so annoying when we forget those little details? Guys, I'm telling you. Okay, so I mean, you know how to do some blending, which is why I sometimes try to not do this in camera. It's time consuming, and so I try to make it a little faster, or making the video shorter. The truth is, I'm not very good at making videos short. You guys know this. You guys know that I talk a lot and I get distracted or make mistakes. But very simple blending, nothing over the top, just around the edges. Um, and let's put this away. You guys know I save my all my grid paper so I can use it this way. So my thought is, let's bring these two friends here first. Since we have a lot of this and I have really not used it, and just be mindful that I did order another one of the kits. Well, not the kits, one of the refills. And so I am not really super concerned about, oh, I'm not going to make it, right? I'm not going to have enough um, twine to do my little um, treat bags. I have to tell you guys that I am really liking these treat bags. And so I don't know, I most likely am going to make several for the family, just, for my kids when they come and so forth. So now so what I am thinking, because this is quite thin, right? I am thinking that I want this to double. So it's a little bit thicker. No, that is my other niece. So that is my, let me do this separate. Uh, my husband's niece. And she lives here like, I don't know, 7-10 minutes from us. And I really, really like when she comes over. It's she's a hoot. She's 6, but super, super intelligent. And having conversations with her is fun, fun, fun. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure this, not like eyeball it, but I know these will be enough, right? And now I need, what I'm going to do, I guess, I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to need these and a little bit more. So this is what we need, more or less. I'll tell you guys here in a minute how much is. I'm going to give a few extra inches because that's me. You guys know I kind of always waste this. And same as always, this is in centimeters. So I cannot tell you how much is this in inches. Thankfully, this one is in inches. So this is going to be, let's see, 14, like 28-30 inches worth of twine is what we need for one piece. I'm going to cut another one because, like I mentioned, I want it to be thicker, because this is kind of, very, very thin for the big box, I guess. If you, of course, I am doing this because I tend to use what's in the kit. We have had this discussion. So if you have, I don't know, a really beautiful red ribbon, that will probably look amazing. I'm thinking of, actually, let me see what I got. I am thinking of this red ribbon that it came in a pair with, I want to say with green, with this one. These two pack came together. So this one is a little bit off, but you can totally use the red one. And that would probably look amazing. I also am thinking these were the metallic woven ribbon with in colors. I love this ribbon, and that will look super cute, right? I am not going to use any of that because again, it is, I just want you to be able to use only what's in the kit, but you can totally check what you got in your um, I'm thinking in your, in your craft room. I am thinking this one will also be amazing. It's really thick, so it will do really, really well. Anyways, options, options, options. I'm going to stick to my little twine thingy. Like I said, probably not ideal, but this is what I got, and I am going to leave these more or less so it can we can tie it, right? So I'm going to leave this in here. And what I am going to do, if I find it, yes, it is here. I'm going to use my, let me see. I'm going to use my my tear and tape. You guys know I love it, but I think it's just going to help really, really well to keep these glued or well attached, right? And I'm gonna run it all over so this does not move. It doesn't really matter if it moves, let's be honest, right? But I want it to stick, and it does, so it doesn't get very moved. I'm going to leave in here, I want to say about 4 inches, so that's 4 inches, so I'm going to leave those there. I'm measuring that so I can attach these in here. And now we can bring our other piece on top. I'm going to bring my Stampin' Seal Plus. I did change it to another one because I have a few. It is unavailable at this point in time, right? So the truth is, I'm going, well, I don't know if it's unavailable today. I think it was unavailable yesterday. I think I'm going to, again, stick with my glue. So this is going to be the bottom. So this is going to go up, right? And let's go ahead and do the same thing we did. So what I am doing, so I don't get confused, is I have the bottom piece, but I'm going to bring the top piece in here so I know where I need to put the things. I know that's a little bit OCD for me, but you all know me well. And the main reason it's because that way I don't put it in the wrong place. I know that in this case it's probably less notorious because, or less dangerous because it goes before we put anything else. But if you do it with other type of stuff, like if it has like a pattern or something, you're going to need to figure out not to I guess mess it up. I'm going to move this for a second here, and I'm going to measure again here another 4 inches, give or take, being the 4 inches, and you guys can't see, but so what I am doing, let me see, let me bring my trimmer so you guys can tell me. Why didn't you tell me you were not seeing, guys? So what I'm going to do is using these, right, this side, and I'm going to measure about 4 inches. So that is the other 4 inches. So this is more or less what it's going to, go up towards the top. I'm going to give it a tiny bit. That was probably like 1/2 inch, just in case it's not super, super tight. Because I don't want it to be super tight, and we still have enough. So again, this is 4 inches. I'm going to give it, and I know you guys can see what I'm doing, but I have here. So I'm actually going to give it like 5 inches. Okay, so this is going to be 5 inches. I'd rather this be a little loose than so tight that it will not close. And then back again here, I'm bringing my little piece in here. I'm starting, so I'm keeping my hand, my finger up here where I am putting that one, and then I'm going to move this in here. So remember, this needs to be loose because this is what's going to be like the height of our little box. And now we got that. So because this is me, I'm just going to bring this in here and make sure that this is going to fit. It does fit. Okay, well, you can tell it's not super tight in here, so that works well. We did well putting that together. And now I'm going to bring back our little top, and I'm I'm actually going to use some gluing here just because I already put some dimensionals. Sometimes it's harder to use the Stampin' Seal Plus, and when there's like a dimension to the area and it's not completely flat, not flap. And I'm putting, a good amount. I know again that I probably shouldn't because it's gonna like kind of twist a little bit, but oh well. And this is what I was telling you guys. It's important to keep like your card towards you so you don't mess it up. I could mess it up completely. And so because I know me, I'm being very careful. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to bring this and center this as we have had in the past. Center as best as we can in our little panel, and that is the front of our little box. So there you go. Now I'm going to move that away, and we now have to work on this piece. So my first thought is we are going to start decorating this. No, attaching these, sorry. And like I was saying at the beginning, I noticed that I really did not need 2 flaps. So I am going to cut 1 flap, and I am sorry about that. I will correct the measurements. All the change will really be, instead of being 9, it will be 8 3/4. And it will be scored at 1/4 and at 4.5, and that's it, right? Like there's not a whole lot of change, but the same is going to happen. So we're going to have to cut one of the flaps on each side. And now I'm making sure that I am not going to mess up this, right? So this is the flap for this side, so I can cut this flap in here, okay? And so let's go ahead and cut that. I hope that made sense. And if it does not make sense, please, please, please ask me any questions. I think that it is important. Yeah, I cut it right. I was like, oh my God, I'm talking about cut it right, and I didn't. I think it's really important to kind of focus in here for a second so we can talk about making boxes in general. So if you're going to make a box that it is a rectangle, a square like this, it's very simple because you need to calculate. So let's say whatever you're going to put in is 4, because, so 4, so you'll need 4 panels, right, of 4 inches, let's say 4 by 4. And so that will decide the amount that you need. In this case, I had, extended this a little bigger. So, 4, 4, 8, 4, 8 1/4, right, for the flap, because we're going to unify to this one. So you will need twice that, and then you'll have your little box. Guys, again, if that does not make any sense at all, please let me know. I'm very happy to chat or to talk about it more if needed. I'm going to bring my tear and tape. I know that I mention it to you guys all the time. It is my favorite thing to do. Yeah, to use. I love it. And it's it's a very good idea when you have something that's going to have some movement or attaching, right? So we're going to not just attach this flap with this area. Okay, and so I am just going to hold these. Actually, I needed it inside. No, I want it inside. So, sorry guys. Back again. I'm going to remove these. It's not ideal, but this is good news, because then you can tell that if you do not press very hard your Stampin' Seal Plus or your take your tear and tape, then this it happens. You can remove it with your finger. So I'm going to put it in here. Why am I changing it? Because I don't want, let me see, I don't want these outside my box. So that my box looks all in one place. All in one, show it this way. So it looks all in one, and you don't have this on the other side looking, right? I just want to remove this. So this needs to go in the inside. And so back again to my, there we go, to my take your pick. And thank you, Tara. Tara is just having some good old fun. She says that being at the front of the class makes it very clear. I am glad that it's very clear. Okay, so I am just extending this little flap, and I am going to add this one in here. Okay, so I'm aligning, making sure it aligns at the top and at the bottom as best as we can. Okay, and now we're going to do the same thing, and ta-da, you have your little box. It's a bigger box. So you can fit here quite a bit amount of candy, a good size muffin, little gifts, right? Whatever little gifts you can fit in here. And I really, really like that idea, I have to say. I really like boxes and 3D projects. I just think, especially for Christmas, they are so useful. And since I have kind of like really messed up with the whole kit because of the cards that we've been making and the stuff that we've been making, I did not have a whole lot of options. So okay, and we're going to do the same. So I'm folding these, extending my little flap, fold this one, and then we'll just add this, and there you have your little flap in here. Okay, I mean your little, oh my gosh, wait, I'm just making sure I don't mess this up, your little box in here. And then we're just going to add this in here. Now could this be 6 by 6 completely? Like this is 6 by 6, right? And it probably looks better. I just did not. Thank you, Tara. It is true. You guys are very quiet today. I just did not want it to use 12 by 12 papers or waste a lot of papers. So using these 5 by 5 allows you to use only two pieces of cardstock. So, these will be 1, 2, right? One piece of cardstock, and then these two will be in another piece of cardstock. Of course, there's the white extra, but just in general, the foundation of the card will be only, 2 pieces. And I just didn't want to bring lots and lots of other things. So now these, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm going to use glue. And that just means we're going to have to wait a little bit with this, but that is fine. Okay, and I am being too risky because we should do it once at a time, I think. So I'm bringing these, I'm actually going to try to see here, guys. Let's see if does that work. No, that does not work. Okay, I am trying to see as best as I can and center this as best as I can. So hopefully it's sort of centered. I see that it seems like it's centered. Let me see. I'm holding. I think it's pretty good. So I'm going to hold this for a second. Stay there. And now I'm going to bring the other houses that I had already cut, and ready. So I'm going to bring these first, and we are going to, I actually had already okay, fine. Oh, here they are. My little wreaths out. It kind of depends on the decoration. So if I'm understanding, thank you, Elizabeth. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying. So Tara has a question, and she's asking that if you decorate the box, would it matter where the flaps are in or out? I think yes. And this is why, because this is going to be here, and this is pretty big, and I'll show you here in a minute. But it will, in the end, you will see this union. So what you're seeing in here, right, will be in the front. And so I just think that it will make a little bit of a difference. And I rather not. In the end, guys, I mean, a gift is a gift, right? I mean, don't get too hung up on it. If you rather not do it that way, you don't have to. It's it really is the same thing one way or the other, so I don't think it make a lot of difference. But just in case. Okay, so I'm bringing 3 wreaths because all the other windows have 3 wreaths, so kind of have to match, I guess. But like I said, there's a lot of wreaths, guys. So this one that is the quote unquote front of the house needs to be in the front in here. And I'm going to move these. I'm going to put these like this so you guys can see better and I can see better. So these that is in the front, I'm going to put in the middle. So all we're going to do is put this in the middle. And I'm going to bring some of the glue in here. And there we go. And it's in the middle. And I'm not going to bring any other decorations because it does not make a whole lot of sense. So I'm going to move these together, right? All together. And we're going to just add the other pieces. So it's a very simple project in spite of the fact that it's been 51 minutes. It's got a lot with how much I talk and not how complicated or simple this project is. So there's the second one. Could you do a whole lot more? Of course you can do a whole lot more in here, right? Like if you, for example, wanted to mix and match October's kit, you can put some of those trees in here. They would look amazing, I think, right? If you put some of those trees up in here, maybe one in here, you know, it just kind of really works nicely. So you can add as many things as you want to this box, in or out, and the same for the front. And I have to say that this is okay. Let me finish this. And I just try to more or less give up. This is about 1/4 of an inch, and that's my guidance. So here you go. You have your little box. And so this is going to stay, and that is going to work fairly okay. I think that the other way it's easier, right? So this could be tighter, and we chose not to make it too tight. It was my fault. So that's why we do this together, right? If this is tighter, this will be working a little better than it is now. So maybe make it 4 inches instead of 5 like I did. Or you can make what I did there, and I can show you how I did that. So I'm going to, like, you wrap it and then you have your little box. We are going to bring our thinking here that it is not dry yet. So I'm going to leave this one in here. I don't want to mess it up. This is going to go in the front here. Yes, Tara, the dog will be so cute. I did not think of doing the dog, but I can totally stamp it and cut it. But this is the basic idea. Kind of what I was going to say is, here they are. I do have the trees in here, so I want to give you an idea of how it looks, and you can choose, of course. But you can bring some of these trees, right? Like one in here, maybe there, and these other ones are smaller, maybe here, and then you can put the dog around. And that would completely change the look of this with the once you have these dry. There it is. Once you have this dry, that complete the look. I am actually, guys, going to leave with the trees. I know it's not ideal, but I'm going to leave it because I think it looks gorgeous that way. And I just lost my little trim here. We're going to cut a little piece and we're going to add it here. I'm not going to do the dog, but it is a great idea. It is a simple project, Carrie. Let me see. I'm trying not to mess this up too much. But I think it is a cute idea for Christmas, especially for Christmas. And I will show you here in a minute. See what I meant? I didn't want to mess this one. Okay, let's go ahead and do this very, very carefully, maybe, if it allows me. Okay, this is not working. I just want you guys to see the whole thing, but it is kind of like fighting with me at this point in time. Okay, I think I got it, guys. I'm a little sparkly now. My hands are anyways. Okay, so I'm going to leave these like this, and I'm going to bring and cut that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring glue just to the trees. Yes, I agree, Tara. I think the trees give it a whole lot to it. And there you go. Okay, so one thing I want to tell you before we go, and I want to show you, because it's how I made that other box I show you, which is much sturdier. Okay, so I'm going to take this, and there we go. Okay, something along those lines. It is always much better if it's straight. Okay, so this is how this would look. It does move. Once it's tight here, it will move a little bit, right? In there, because I miscalculated this. So make it at 4. Just the thought, right? Make it at 4. If you make it at 4, then this will be much tighter. But I did not. But this will move and it's fine. Now let me show you, because I want to show you how the other mechanism works. So what would happen is, let's say it's 5.5. We're going to stick to 5.5. Oh my gosh. Okay. And so I think I have 2 pieces here. We're going to have, so because this is 4, so you're going to need 9, right? So 5.5, 9.5. So you'll have to cut this at 9. Yes. Let me see. I'm doing this. Thank you, Tara. You're so funny. Let's see. So it would be 5.5, and 4 it would be 9.5, and a little bit it will be like 9.25. Let's say 9.25. So we're gonna cut this at 9.25, and then we're gonna cut this at 5.5. Okay, because it's the same concept. And then we're going to score these. So we said 5.5. We're going to score these at, got it? Yeah, at 5.5. So we're going to score this in here, and we're going to score that last fourth that we added, right? So I'm going to using my, you guys are not seeing, I'm using the right side of my trimmer, and I'm going to cut that so it looks, a little bit better. And I'm going to bring the other, didn't I have a little piece? Oh, here it is. So remember that we have this piece already, so it's going to work very well. So we fold this, right? And what we'll do to create the other top, which is a little sturdier, is we'll glue this in here. And so now you have kind of like like that. So if you glue this in here, I don't want to glue it because this is not really how I want this to look later on, but this is how it will look. So, and you'll put your box in here. Does that make sense? So your box will be here, but this will just make it a whole lot easier, and then the lid won't move. But I just didn't want to bring tons and tons of extra paper, so I figured we could try it that way. In the end, you will always need, let me show you the original. You will always need to include some ribbon or something to attach this later on, right? So no matter what, you'll need some sort of ribbon. And so that's why I figured we can do this way, and it will, oops, there it goes. It will totally work. I'm trying to figure out if I cut this and attach it, but I am not going to play with it. Oh, the other cover? Carrie, is that what you mean? So If what you mean by this, yes, it's much better. One of the things that I, you know, didn't want to use this too, it's because it it requires, in my brain anyways, a lot of decoration, right? Like again, let me bring the initial inspiration, right? So I have paper in here. I have paper everywhere. I have paper here, here. Like I have a lot of designers who use paper everywhere. And so my thought is, I really don't have a lot to work with in these with this kit because it only has the houses, right? And so we really don't have any DSP to work in here. So I figured if we make it this way, right? If we make it this way, we save ourselves trying to figure out how to decorate this. Again, if you're home and you're not going, you have your DSP or your whatever, you can make all sorts of crazy combinations, like this one, right? Like I really, this box is really amazing. I don't know why I haven't used it. This box though is 4x4, and this one is 4.25 by 4.25, so it's a little bit bigger. But that's the reasoning behind it. So Carrie, yeah, that's, I completely agree. It's more, it's sturdier that way, and I like it better. But I just did not want it to do that. It also, there's also a mistake of mine in here, right? I should have totally not made this bigger. I knew it had to be 4 inches. That's what I said initially, and I still went for more. So I was just a little scared it was not going to fit well, and it would have. If this is tighter, I wish I could make it like this. If this is tighter, right, then maybe like that. These won't move as much. I don't know if that makes sense, Carrie. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Elizabeth. So again, if this is tighter, this will move as much, but you can totally just use these. And I will include in the measurements below, I will include this, because then you can do this instead, right? Of this. Again, you are at home and you can use whatever you want with your box, and decorate it as much as you want. So this would move less if you do it this way, but I will include this option so you can do this instead. And I will include the other video, although how to make the box was completely different, but I will include the other video too. And that is your little box for today. Okay, I'm trying to tie this to see if it will stay as best as I want it to stay. It's more like wishful thinking. The other thing is definitely use ribbon, right? I mean, I did not want to use something that was not ribbon because we all know, but I mean, that is not this because this is what the kit brings. But if you can just use ribbon, it's much easier also to work, right? There we go. So once you do that, it's much sturdier. So don't forget 4 inches on this side. See, like now it moves way less because I have it here. I'm trying to not make a knot, but that now it moves way less. And if this is here, let me show you. If this is tightened like that, it won't move. That's what I was thinking, Tara, actually. Yes, I was thinking of just cut it and hide it maybe underneath here or maybe underneath the house. That could be an option. But for the important thing is that you are able to not make the mistake or have the other option. But see, once you have it there, it won't move. It's just that I made that mistake. Okay. Okay, guys. So this is the house. Yes. I think I'm going to be able to do same schedule next week. Even, I mean, let me see one thing. So yeah, because I have to say I have my all my presents ready in here. I do have to finish, I mean, wrapping some of them, but mostly is ready. Really, Christmas is not till Monday, right? So we have quite a bit of time if that were the case. And then the 26th, I will be able to be live without any any trouble, I don't think. Um, so no changes for next week, bottom line. And we will have we will still have the simple stamping Sunday. Tara, I'm not sure I get what you're asking. Because you still need a place to explain what you mean. Okay, so this is your little gift box. Not, it didn't turn out as cool as I thought it was going to turn out. Um, Change some of these things and it will turn out amazingly, right? Like changing these for red ribbon, it will look super cool. Maybe changing that in the back, it will look super cool. Adding more DSP, whatever you want, it will look super cool. And then what I would say is, you can make it as complex and decorated as you want, like this one, because you can tell I even put designer series paper inside. Oh, thank you, Carrie. I'm glad that you want that, that you're happy with that. Okay, guys. So this is our little project for today. I think it looks super cute. It's settled in here. I'll have to figure out that. But all in all, I think it looks really cute, and you can do um, a lot of these. This did not take a lot. It does not take a lot to play with. Now you can again decorate these differently. Yes. Oh, yes, yes. I see what you mean. I see what you were asking. Yes, I think that's a great idea, Tara. Yes. Totally. Yeah. I think that that is a possibility under the white card there, or probably under the white card is the best area. So she's right, trying to hide it in here. Um, the truth is, again, I mean, I am a I try not to get myself too complicated. It is a box. It is a gift box. What's important is what's inside, and they will be able to open it. And like, I'm just thinking, if I give this to my niece that's 6, she'll be just like and open it. And so, like, I am not too concerned about it. But that is a great idea. Initially, just don't make the mistake. Instead of 5, just do 4. That's all you need to do. And it will be solved. Or use the other area, the other flap. Okay, guys, thank you so very much for being here. Let me come back. That's not how I'm going to come back. Just like that. I made it. Thank you, Luis. I'm so glad that you like the card. I keep saying card. I most of the times it's cards, huh? The little box. I appreciate it. Thank you, Tara. Yeah, that too. Yeah, totally. I just think again, I love little boxes, right? Now, if you are a little bit more on the vintage kind of side and you have, how you call this, some lace and some other stuff, you can totally make this box like super vintagey, spectacular. Put some like 3D flowers on the top of the lid or even on the sides. Like you can make this really, really, really beautiful. I'm thinking with the perennial lavender because I love that one, right? But yeah, you can totally make something like that super stunning. We just don't have a whole lot of that through Stampin' Up. But if you have in your stash stuff like that, you can make very, very beautiful box and make it like a keepsake. I have a couple, though not like this, but I have a couple. So um, it's up to you and how creative you want to get with these boxes. Okay, ladies, thank you so much for being here. I really really appreciate your support, and if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And oh, hi Miss Judy, how are you? Well, I'm gonna show Miss Judy what we made just super quick. This is what we made, Miss Judy. It's a little box. See, it has a mistake, but you'll watch the replay. So it's a little box, and it has all the house around, just like that. So it's pretty cute. I am so glad to see you here. I hope you're doing well. Like I was saying, guys, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and share. Ah, haha, Tara. Yes, right. And share. It helps me tremendously here in YouTube. And if you're not watching the live, leave a comment. Let me know how would you make it better, or what other ideas has this inspired for you. It is perfect for little gifts in Christmas. So have a lot of fun with it. Okay, guys, thank you again so much. And I hope to see you guys Sunday. I will most likely do it alive. I am thinking I'm going to stick with the live. Oh, I think Miss Judy saw this one. So this is based on this one, Miss Judy. So I think you saw when I make this one actually. And what I was going to say, yes, most likely Sunday is going to be alive. I have a really cool idea. So if it works, it's going to be really cool. The point is, I hope it works. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Let me come back here to say bye. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful, yes, definitely, Luis. I agree with you. The perennial will be wonderful. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your, or starting of your weekend, and starting of getting or finalizing getting ready for Christmas. And, enjoy and have fun. And God bless you all. Bye.